So here's our warm-ups for today. We have 2 times 4, and we have 2 times 1/2. Miles, what is 2 times 4?
8.
It is 8. Okay, perfect. And then, Rafi, what is 2 times 1/2?
It's 2. It's 1.
It's 1. How did you get that?
Because we can't change the bottom, so you can change the top.
Exactly. We can't change the bottom, but we can change the top. What he did is set us up for our lesson. He multiplied the top, made it 2. And what is 2 divided by 2, Nathan?
2.
What is 2 divided by 2, Jaden?
1.
Is equal to 1, which is exactly how we got our answer to be 1. What is that number called? What is that number called? What is the name for it? Gore. It is an integer. What is the whole thing here called? What is that number called? Let's see, Michelle. It is a fraction. Now let's think about our parts of a fraction. Jaden, what is that part called? The numerator. And then what is this part called? Who can tell me? Rafi? The denominator. Excellent. Let's look at this. The integer 2. What is the numerator of the integer 2? Who knows what the numerator of the integer 2 is? Let's see, Rocco. It's 2. But how does this have a numerator? It's not a fraction. How does it have a numerator, Hannah? Because you can turn anything into a fraction. So what is 2 as a fraction? What is 2 as a fraction, Michelle? 2 over 1. Why is it 2 over 1, Hannah?
Because it's a whole number.
It's a whole number. That's a great way we can think about it, too. It's a whole number, so it's over a whole, which a whole typically refers to as 1. Not over here's a hole that we're going to fall down in, but a whole, which is 1. A whole. If I have a whole cake, how many cakes do I have? 1 cake. If I have a whole muffin, how many muffins do I have? 1. Exactly. So that means that. So what about this one? I want you guys to try this. So I want you to try the second warm-up. What do you get for this answer, Nathan?
4/5.
We get 4/5. We followed the same thing. We multiplied our numerators, and then we had our denominators. Because this is 2 over 1. So we get 4/5. When we're doing this, we have 2 over 1 times 2 over 5. We multiply across our tops times our bottoms, and we keep it the same way. 4 over 5. What about this one? 3/5 times 4. 3/5 times 4. There are 2 answers, and I want both answers. Adriana, what's the first answer? 12 over 5. Excellent. What's the second answer, Mario? What's the second answer, Lucy? 2 and 2/5. Excellent. How do I get 2 answers? That doesn't make sense. Math, you only get 1 answer. Hannah?
Because there's 2 different ways you can write it.
There's 2 different ways we can write it. So let's think about this for a second. Again, back to what our numbers are called. What is that called right there? Who can tell me what that is called? Adriana? No, I mean like the whole number, this in general, but that's a great answer. What is that whole number called in general, Nathan?
Fraction.
It's not just a fraction, Lucy. The 12/5. What is the 12/5 called?
Oh.
What is it called, Rocco? It is an improper fraction. And we call it that. Why? Why do we call it an improper fraction, Lucy? Because the numerator is greater than the denominator. Hannah, what is this one called? It is a mixed number. It is a mixed number. And why do we call it a mixed number, Rafi? Exactly. It's got 2 different things in it. We've got an integer and we've got a fraction. So it's mixed number. But these are still the same thing. How do we get from an improper fraction to a mixed number? How do we do this? Let's think. Lucy, what do we do?
Well, you see how we have the denominator go to the numerator and then put the extra numbers into the numerator.
Exactly. We see how many times our denominator goes into the numerator and with multiplication, and then that's going to be our big number, our integer. How many times does 5 go into 12, Fernando?
2.
If it's in 2 times. And what's left over for our numerator? What's left over? What didn't go in, Rocco? 2. And then what about the bottom? We keep it the same. What about going the other way? 2 and 2/5. How do I make that into an improper fraction? Who can tell me? Let's see, Michelle.
What you do is you multiply the whole number by the denominator.
We multiply the whole number by the denominator, and then what do we do?
Then you add the numerator and the denominator.
Then we add it to the top. So that looks like a times, but it's a plus. What is 2 times 5? Who can tell me? Nathan.
2 times 5 is 10.
10. What is 10 plus 2?
12.
12. So we get 12, and we still keep our denominator 12/5. So that is how we go back and forth between the two of these. What I want you guys to do is I want you guys to go to page 268 in your book, and I want you to pick 3 of the problems. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I want you to do 3 total problems. Do 3 total problems. Any ones you want. So when you solve this, write it as both an improper fraction and a mixed number if it comes up. Write it as both a mixed number and an improper fraction if it comes up. So the homework for math today is page 269, front only. Do not do the back.